they'll lynch you. But he did, and he laughs at
Hi everybody, Russ on the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. Hope your Saturday is going well. West Ham can't ruin it until the Sunday. And obviously we'll be having all the pre-match stuff for the Bournemouth game coming up very, very shortly. But as we do on the mornings, tend to give you a little bit of a daily roundup, some news stories that have dropped. And we're focusing our attentions on France, La France. Because there's two stories which obviously there's more than a couple of stories in terms of France and players who've been linked with and stuff like that. But there's two sort of really interesting stories I thought I would bring you today. The first one is around one of the managers, and it is the Lille manager Paulo Fonseca. Now, according to several sources over the last couple of days, West Ham have apparently identified the Lille boss, Paulo Fonseca, as the perfect man to relaunch the project at the London Stadium after a disappointing season under Moyes, which could end up being a very nice end of the season, but the 3 quarters of the season have been quite disappointing. Apparently, we have been in talks with his agents, and that's according to the French media outlet Foot 101 or Foot 101, which probably 101, I don't know. But according to it, the Irons really want Fonseca, who is widely expected not to reach the end of his Lille contract, which runs out at 2024. The noise around him has increased a lot recently. And there has been, he apparently, there is we read several, I think it might have been Jacob Steinberg, but apparently they've drawn up a list of 6 names, and Mr. Fonseca is on there. Look at him. He's ready made to be a West Ham manager, and he's already got the meme, and that's actually he wore that when he was at Shakhtar Donetsk. So there we go. I'm going to keep that one for the rest of this discussion. So there was. Out of those 6, there were 2 which had a French angle, so to speak, one being Will Steele and one being Paulo Fonseca. Now, for me, he is he's outperforming his league rival there. They're 3 places ahead in 5th in terms of Lille. I think Fonseca is far more experienced. He's had stints at Porto, Braga, Roma, amongst others, and also he was at Shakhtar Donetsk and won lots of titles there, 3 league titles and cup doubles. So definitely a pedigree above Will in terms of his experience. Less of a risky choice, but obviously we know what he was doing, particularly at Lille, working with lots of different types of players as well. We might do a little. If these rumors, these noises get a bit more, we'll do another who is Paulo Fonseca, and you'll be able to get a bit more information on him. But apparently, talks have been made. I don't know how they know that's been happening, but he's one of the guys they've identified. Now, sticking with France, did you know that the whole of France wants West Ham to win the Europa Conference League? Did you? Well, the day after, on the Friday after the game on Thursday, L'Équipe. This was their headline. This was the headline on L'Équipe on Friday. So basically, French newspapers are cheering on West Ham in the Conference League as France could lose a Champions League qualifying spot to the Netherlands if AZ Alkmaar win the tournament. Moyes, obviously, we booked our place in the semi-finals against AZ on Thursday. And obviously AZ beat Anderlecht 4-1 on penalties to progress as well, and that could launch the Netherlands. They could finish above France in the coefficient table, and thus still an automatic Champions League qualifying spot from Ligue 1 next season if they win the competition altogether. So as a result, L'Équipe and several others have taken an English allegiance. It's all changed. It's all changed from Waterloo. So come on, West Ham. If either of the Swiss side, Basel, or Fiorentina, Serie A side, they'll obviously take on the winners. France sit 5th in the coefficient table and stands behind England, Spain, Germany, and Italy. So, the Netherlands are sixth with 59 points, 59.9, and I think France are 61.6. So, or 61.1. So they're very, very close. So a win would take them over. Obviously, Paris Saint-Germain crashed out of the Champions League. Marseille finished bottom of their group. Monaco were the third and final team to qualify for the Champions League, lost to PSV in the quarterfinals and crashed out in the early stages of the Europa League alongside Nantes and Rennes. They haven't had a very good European campaign at all. So success for AZ Alkmaar would mean that they earn the Dutch League an additional place, meaning 3 Dutch teams would be in a chance of winning or being in the Champions League next season. In that scenario, only the French champions would automatically qualify, and the runner-up would enter the qualifying stages. So, therefore, the likes of PSG, Marseille, Lille have we spoken about just now, Lens, Monaco, be fighting over 2 places rather than 3. So West Ham's success will not have any effect on our coefficient score, but it would do in France. So, allez les Irons. So, as I said, when a keep comes out of "Come on West Ham," if we've got the whole of France supporting us as well, let's be having you. Let's be having you. And that's it, my friends. Just a little French themed daily show. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about Paulo Fonseca. I think there's no smoke without fire, I think, with these types of things. And anyone who wears that mask, it's bound to be a pantomime villain. And I think he could be quite a bit eccentric and might fit in quite well at West Ham. But anyway, take care. Stay safe, stay warm, stay humble. Keep the faith, my friends. Come on, you Irons. And take care. Bye-bye.